Hello and welcome to the Brunton Report. I'm here at Coveris up in Cambridgeshire. We're here to talk about the relationship between BOBST and Coveris, covering some of the equipment that has been installed at the Wisbech site here in the UK. I'm joined today by Andrew and Trevor. Andrew, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So before we start, let's have a little bit of an update. Tell us about Coveris.
Okay, so Coveris, we're a leading European manufacturer in packaging. We're headquartered in Vienna. We've got 30 sites across the EMEA region, 4,000 employees and £1 billion turnover.
So let's now bring the attention to the UK. Tell us about the setup and the structure here.
Okay, so we are split up into several divisions in the UK. So currently you're at the board division. We have about 475 people across the 3 sites across Cambridgeshire. We're in sort of different markets. We sort of have into food to go, sort of touching in retail in some areas, but in board we're more into do with produce and retail, just your typical supermarket products. And
you mentioned there's 2 divisions, so obviously the folding carton side. Tell us about the other side of the business as well.
So labels, that'll be all your standard labels that you'll see on most of your products. We do beverage, beers, wines and spirits, lineless labels, so it wraps over your meat products. But then say the board is more your sandwich skillets and also your sleeves, which you'll get your cardboard and the packaging side of it.
Okay. Trevor, so you've been here for 15 years or so, very much a BOBST house. So Tell us about how the facility here at Wisbech is set up.
So at Wisbech we're lithographic, flexo printing across the site. Within that we obviously need cutting capability, finishing capability, and that's where BOBST have come in, where across the site we've got over 11 machines from BOBST across those various departments.
Mm-hmm. So we're talking about die cutters, we're talking about folder gluers. Relationship with BOBST goes back quite a long time. Tell us about that relationship, because obviously from an operator's point of view, very important that they feel comfortable with the equipment. So have you found partnering with BOBST means that your team are happier?
Yeah, I think with the machine base that BOBST offer, it's quite a very user-friendly interface when operating it. The equipment is a top quality. So materials the machines are made from are very robust, which means we get longevity of parts, which leads to good efficiencies, a good service to our customer when manufacturing product.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned there service and support. Let's look at how you work with BOBST. In terms of spare parts, for example, are you holding stock here? How does that relationship work with BOBST?
So we have critical spares held on site within our engineering department. We have a system where we've got a spare parts management system where all those critical parts are held. We also have all the BOBST online services, which allows us to go in, purchase from the BOBST store, where we get next day service when required on urgent items.
Really? Andrew, if we talk about sustainability within the packaging industry, I think it's very easy for some people to think that you're talking about the actual carton itself. Well, we know that's sustainable and recyclable. Let's look at sustainability and what it means for Coveris. Tell us about some of the work that you've done with BOBST in enhancing throughput from existing machines.
Of course, yeah. So their equipment is what it actually comes like is BOBST are always looking forward to the future to see where they can improve our processes. And we've seen double speed on some certain folded glue lines. We've seen reduction in make-ready times. We've seen less waste going through the machine, which obviously impacts on sustainability as well. But all our key metrics, we're always working closely with BOBST to enhance our performance in regards to optimisation of the machines. And if we come with an issue, they'll come with a solution to it or work with us on trying to get a bit of a solution there for it. But I think the equipment lends itself to actually optimising your processes and performance anyway. So it's just a really good relationship to just pretty much all your key KPIs are just driving them in the right direction.
And of course, that's critical for your customers, isn't it? They want to see less waste. They want to see on time, in full deliveries.
course, yeah. And obviously, if we can reduce setup times, if we can, on time in full to the customer is one of the biggest things, most important for them. So, yeah, it's actually allowing us to achieve what we need to for customer expectations and service levels.
Trevor, if we come back to Wisbech as a site, over the last 4 or 5 years, there's been quite a lot of new equipment installed. I believe there was 3 die cutters installed, I think similar amount of gluers. What work did you do with BOBST before you actually put the machines in? I mean, were they seen as a partner that helped look at workflows, machine positioning? Tell us about that side of the business.
So we've embarked on benchmarking. So we've had BOBST come in with their experts, come and look at our operators and see what skill sets are required. Also then making sure it's overlaid with the machinery that they're offering to us. We've also gone through PQPR, which is part quantity product routing exercises, where we're understanding the capability of the machines to make sure that we're buying the right machine for the right products we want to make, so that we've got the right products and the right machines.
And what work then has taken place after the machines have been installed? I mean, is BOBST still very much seen as your day-to-day partner? So if you're hitting any problems or any bottlenecks, do you turn to them, or do you look internally to your technical teams?
A bit of both, but if we come across an issue where we can't resolve it on site, we'll naturally reach out to BOBST to come and offer us support. And again, not just the initial phase of benchmarking, we've also had BOBST back in to carry out further benchmarking. Now we've had the investment of the equipment, we want to make sure that are we moving in the right direction, that as a BOBST and OEM would expect us as their customer to be operating their kit at the right efficiencies.
Mm-hmm. And being part of an international network of packaging production facilities, you obviously have an awful lot of skill sets within the company already. How much sharing of knowledge goes on between territories, for example?
In regards to
machinery, operating machinery?
Yeah, well, with BOBST, training-wise, BOBST will always be on hand to where we need them to be. There'll be workshops for transfer of knowledge in that sense. Yeah. They'll make sure that if we're doing something at the Wisbech site, it will be transferred over to the St Neots site. It's got a lot of equipment from BOBST at that as well, and it's similar, different age and different specification, but we'll make sure that the same sort of knowledge transfer is there. So anything that's just being worked, it is transferred in the right way in that sense.
Just recently, big announcements. Big £5 million investment at your sister site just down the road in St Neots. Give us some headlines on it.
Yeah, a lot happening at the St Neots site. So like I say, £5 million investment. It's just been announced recently. So it's been a big project that we've been working on in the background for probably 2-3 years in regards to a new press that's going in there for the line board offering. We know BOBST is our strategic partner in regards to conversion, so cut crease machines and folder gluers, and we've never really touched anything in regards to the print process. So this is the first press that we'll have from BOBST, and it's, like I say, biggest investment. It was a few months away yet, but really exciting for the business.
Great. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much indeed for joining me today. We look forward to coming back to the St Neots facility in a few months' time when this £5 million investment is unveiled. But until then, thank you ever so much indeed.